Let's have some fun. This assignment involves reading. That doesn't mean that after the assignment is completed, you can't get excited and go back and see if you can see some YouTube footage or something else. But the purpose of this assignment is to demonstrate reading comprehension by finding information and reading it and then writing a summary. But the fun part of it is you have so many choices to make. You are going to find an adolescent, and we know that for the purposes of this course, we define an adolescent as age 10 to 19. You're going to find an adolescent who possesses heroic qualities and does or did something heroic. Now, maybe that's a mythological character. Maybe that is a person from 1920. Maybe it's a person from yesterday. Maybe it's the kid down the block. I don't know. But they need to have had an article written about them. So let's look at this assignment a little more closely together. The first thing you're going to do is start thinking about what you think a hero is. Now we have some definitions to go by. Here's the dictionary definition of what a hero is. Maybe some of these appeal to you. Maybe you think of a hero as something else. But you are going to think about what you think of as an act of heroism. And then you're going to go to Google and you're going to find somebody aged 10 to 19 who has accomplished something that you consider to be heroic. And that will be the subject matter for your essay. Once you have done that, we're going to, first of all, just like we always do, we're going to go over to EasyBib and we're going to open a new project. I've created a project. I've given it a name so that I will be able to find it. I'm going to create that. Then I'm going to click bibliography so that everything I add will go to the proper citation page. Now I'm going to leave this a second. I'm going to go over to Google. I decided for this particular project that I wanted to look for somebody who is kind and does something special for animals. I believe that those people are heroes. I think a lot of people are heroes, but for this essay, I decided that I was going to pick that. So you can see that I typed into Google a teenager who helps animals. And this article came up, and I decided that this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at this, has caught my eye, and this is going to be the subject matter for my essay. Again, since it doesn't matter when this person performed this act of heroism, the fact that this happened in 2012 doesn't make any difference. It could have happened anytime I want because I'm in control of this. So I'm going to do like I always do. I'm going to copy this. I'm going over my EasyBib. I'm going to paste it in here. Cite it. Give EasyBib a second to find it. Finds it. And I'm going to cite it. Continue. I need to see if there was an author of this particular article. So let me pause this and let's go back to the article and see if we can find an author of this article. This shows the author as admin, so I don't need to add anything else to this because this is a project of the site. So I'm going to complete the citation and it adds that to my list. See that? I'm going to be finding one more article about this particular story, but for right now I have this one. Okay? So now I'm going to read that article and I'm going to learn about this person and I'm going to begin writing my essay. Let's look at that together. I started a new document. It has my name, the English, nonfiction hero, the date. I've done all, I'm just making this up, but at the end of it, of course, I will make all of my word count totals. And then I start my essay. I'm going to write 2 paragraphs. The first paragraph, and I didn't complete it, I just got a good start to it, I'm going to talk about what kind of a person I consider to be a hero. And I'm going to lead up to this person that I have located. Now the second paragraph is going to describe what this person has done, and it's going to include a couple of other things. Okay, so let's look back at the instructions for a minute. Okay, so we went to EasyBib, we started a project, we found the subject matter that we like. We've already cited that first article. We're going to be finding a second article later. And then we're going to start this Word document, which we have started. And we're going to give a title to this little short 2-paragraph essay. Under the title, we need to include an image of that adolescent. Then I'm going to write 2 paragraphs, and I just showed you where I started the first paragraph, which explains your personal idea of what a hero is, and then how you came to find this particular adolescent that you located. Should be about 8 or 9 sentences. The second paragraph describes the subject matter of your essay and includes an image of the hero in action. You don't need to cite the images unless you're excited and want to do that. You can, but I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about you reading the articles and demonstrating an understanding of what you read so we can fulfill that course learning objective. Yes? Okay, so this second paragraph should contain at least 1 quote from the person you chose. Even if it's a mythological character, they had to have said something sometime, so that needs to be quoted. The final sentence of the paragraph will be your statement about how and why you admired that person. You're going to end the essay with a short quote from or about that adolescent that you studied, and it'll look something like this. It'll go over to the right, and you'll put that lovely little quote in there. Now you go back to EasyBib, create your works cited. Let's go do that real quick. Let's say I have my second article on here, and I have everything all ready to go. I'm going to select all. I'm going to export to a Word doc. It's going to create that Word document down in my tray, and I click on that, and then the document is going to come up. Yes? You remember how to do this. You've studied that, and remember that that also is in those course modules for how to create easy works cited page. Enable editing. So I would copy this. Then I would go back over to that little essay that I was writing. Here I am back in that little essay that I was writing, and I add the works cited. Right? Now, of course, this will be later on down because I'm going to complete these. Now, the other thing this assignment calls for is 2 images. First, I need an image under the title of the person about whom I'm writing. And the second thing is that in the second paragraph, I need to add an image of that person in action. So let's go find out who this person is. Now, you know that since I'm using this as an example, you can't use this, right? We all know that. So let's go look and see who this little Lou Wegner is. Well, he's just cute as a little bug. So I'm going to scroll down here, and I'm going to find an image of him that I want to use as my title image. I need to find 2 images of this young man. One of him in action, and one that I want to use as my title image. Well, I don't know about sunglasses for a title image. It kind of hides their eyes, so I'm not wild about that. Let's see. I don't want that. That looks, you know, that does not show him as a dog person who's doing things to rescue dogs, so I don't want to include that. So let's go back up here. I like that one. I'm going to copy it. I'm coming back over here to that little essay that I'm creating, and I'm going to paste it. So there it is. Now if I get excited, I might want to format the picture, and I might want to put a little frame around it or do something else. It doesn't matter. But I've got a picture of this young man, and now I've got to find another image of him for the second paragraph where he is in action doing the heroic thing that he does. So let's go back over to Google and find one of those images. Now I have to find a picture of Lou doing something. And this doesn't have anything to do with that. That's him posing. I need to see him doing something that indicates what he has accomplished. And I'm going to go with this picture. It's not a very high resolution picture, but I'm going to hope that it works. I want a nice picture. I usually like to look for pictures where it's 1,000 at least, but let's try this and see how it looks in the essay. I think it looks good. And once I have located that, then I can format it and I can determine a lot of things, like where it is in position. It's going to go in this paragraph. Where do I want it to go? I can play around with where it goes, move it down like this into this paragraph. See what I'm saying? I can do whatever I want to do. And if I framed this one, then I need to also frame this one. They all need to be consistent. And this is about the same color, so our color scheme is good. Looks like a good image. I'm going to complete my essay. I'm going to find a quote that he said, and I'm going to end my essay with a quote and my own words about what this means to me. That picture is a little dark, so I'm going to format the picture. I'm going to adjust the color. So I'm going to click corrections in this Word thing. And I'll find one of these. It's a little bit brighter, so it's not quite so dark. Yeah, that's much better. Yes? Okay. Now I'm going to read this over. Look how pretty this is. It has my name, it has my word count. I've located this, and I have my works cited, all perfectly done from EasyBib at the bottom. Now I'm going to save it, and I'm going to save it as, first as a Word document in case I need to change it, but I'm going to save it as a PDF, and that way I can submit it as a PDF. I just put this because I'm going to finish this article later. Yes? So that is this assignment for Module 2 for the Nonfiction Adolescent Hero. Good? Good. That concludes this